This week on The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills.
Else whose wallet fits.
Oh, damn. Okay.
You think you're bigger than her? I think my wallet is.
Yo, what is up, everybody? Welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about the new episode of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Season 14, Episode 13. Let's get right into this. Okay, we begin the episode seeing little clips of the women. Dorit was playing with her son. Garcelle's working on her movie as a director. That was actually super cool. I wish we could see more of that. And Erika's still working on her home. The actual first scene is Jennifer Tilly. I really like Jennifer. I'm glad we're seeing more of her. So she's going to be hosting an event for the group. It's going to be a caviar party. It's in the place called Caviar Catastrophe. So she's here at the place where she's gonna have the gathering, looking at the things, kind of organizing, and then Sutton arrives to meet up with her. So Jen actually brought Sutton a gift because Jennifer was recently in Sardinia for a Dolce & Gabbana event. Let me tell you something about Jennifer. Silent luxury. Like, we're talking about like wealthy. So, Sutton is talking about wanting a man. I guess that the guy she dated last season didn't work out. I don't know. Sutton then fills her in on what happened at Dorit's 4th of July party. How Dorit made a comment about her drink having alcohol, and how she got up and left. Sutton says, nope, I wasn't going to sit there and allow her to resurface this narrative that she created last year about me and alcohol. Jen asks, have you talked to her since then? And Sutton says no, so Jennifer's event will be the first time that they see each other. So then we go over to Kyle's house. Her life coach / therapist came to see her. They talk about how Kyle is feeling now that she's living completely by herself, because Mauricio doesn't live there, the daughters don't live there, except the youngest one, but even right now she's at a trip in Europe, so Kyle is for real alone. So she tells the life coach how frustrating this period of her life is, because everyone's like asking her if she's going to get a divorce, and she just feels like she can't really enjoy this time in the same way that Mauricio is enjoying his time as a single guy, and she's crying a lot. Kyle feels like Mauricio hasn't fought for her. It's almost as if he wasn't invested in fighting for this marriage. I feel bad for her. I'm gonna be honest, this is gonna sound mean. I was kind of falling asleep in this scene just a little bit, but yeah, they talked about her and him being split up. So then we move over to Bose. She's in her house, and Dr. Cindy goes over to her house. Dr. Cindy is a fertility expert. And let me tell you something. Bose is so rich also that she has all her services that she needs. They go to her house as opposed to her going to them. So Bose talks to the doctor about her first pregnancy that was very that we heard about last week, which was a tragedy, and then about her second pregnancy. Then Keely arrives. Bose says that she wants to naturally carry the baby, but the doctor explains that after you turn 40, that spontaneous conception becomes extremely rare. Like, it's not impossible, but it's like 2% chance. So the doctor also brought her equipment and everything. So they were able to check Bose's uterus to see if she has eggs, and they found 4, which is good because she could have had 0, but she has 4. So we'll see what happens. So it is then the day of the caviar party. Bose and Dorit are riding together, and Bose says that she thinks that Sutton should have stayed that day at Dorit's house so that they could have actually talked it through and try to work through it, because, for example, they didn't know that she had just visited her mom and had such an emotional trip. If they could have talked, then maybe they would have made some progress instead of Sutton just leaving. So they begin to arrive to Jennifer's event. She did a really good job. The ladies all seem to be wearing a particular type of dress. I think it's called a kaftan. I don't know how you say it. So Kathy was there. She brings the morally corrupt Faye Resnick. I had to say it. There were a lot of other people other than just the main cast. There was a lot of Jennifer's friends as well. When Dorit gets there, she's staring hard at Garcelle and at some of the others because she's the only one that didn't come in a kaftan. So she says, I think I missed the caftan memo. And then Sutton turns to her and says, how did you miss the memo? Damn. So Dorit says, oh, are you still like mad about last time? And Sutton says, I have water. Can I drink water? Is that okay with you? You started it. Dorit says, oh, okay. Now I know what Sutton I'm going to be dealing with today. Then they move on to the table where they're going to be eating. It was really funny because Garcelle sees that one of the name cards says Anne Marie. She says, who is this? It was somebody else. When they sit, it was kind of awkward. There was like a bit of an awkward silence, but then Faye asks Jennifer about her Academy Award nomination. So Jennifer talks about that experience and about how her and her sister were both nominated and how they're the first pair of sisters that have been nominated who are of Asian descent. Some of the women didn't know that Jen is Chinese. That's awesome. Love the representation. So they start to get served their food. Sutton starts speaking French. Then out of nowhere, you guys, she looks at Bose and says, how many people do you have in you today? And Bose says, what? And Sutton says, yeah, how many people do you have in you today? And Bose says, how many what? What? What the hell does that even mean? Bo says in her confessional, like, I'm only one person. I don't have people talking in my head. That might be you. That had me cracking up, you guys. I had to rewind it a few times because that was so funny. Bose was so confused. But the reason why Sutton is making that comment is because of what Dorit just said when they were inside. When Dorit said, oh, now I know what Sutton I'm going to get today. Dorit says, oh, that's what you're talking about? Like, stop, just chill, we're about to eat. So that's when Sutton gets activated. She says, let me be very clear and let me tell you something. I went to your house that day. I went in a very good mood. I went in peace. First of all, that's a lie because we all heard Garcelle tell Sutton, we know you didn't want to come last episode. But Sutton continues. She said, I waited. When you came down, you grabbed my handbag. Dorit says, oh, how vicious of me. A little humor. Sutton says, I also brought you a bottle of wine. I brought you some flowers, and I had to hold them for 30 minutes waiting for you in the lobby. Then you were drinking vodka yourself. When I got a drink, you make a joke about alcohol. That was such a dab after last year, after you insisted that I had a drinking problem. Dorit says, was I the only one who did that? And Sutton says, no, Kyle did too, but she apologized. Dorit says, did I not apologize? Sutton says, I'm not going to let you perpetuate that myth. And you need to get off of me and pick on someone whose wallet fits. Whoa, everyone's like, oh damn. Erika says, you think you're bigger than her? And Sutton says, I think my wallet is. Oh, so Dorit says that because your husband gives you a big amount of money every month, that doesn't give you the right to be a freaking see you next Tuesday. The only thing your wallet can buy you is a horse instead of a date. But she said that in her confessional, though, not in the actual scene. In the actual scene, she really didn't say much. Sutton says, I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it. Let me make this very clear, Missy. You are so rude, and that's why I left, because you didn't want me there. Dorit says, oh, so you can leave an event, but Kyle can't? You get mad at her when she leaves? She's referring to the spa day. Sutton says, no, because it was different. The hostess didn't want me there. Dorit says, did I call you a bitch? And Sutton says, no, I should have called you an effing B. Wow. Dorit says, does anyone have a mirror? Because Sutton needs to see one. Garcelle then jumps in there and says, she says to Dorit, why don't you apologize for the joke that you said to her? I was like, wait, Garcelle, I thought defending a friend was being their spokesperson. But Dorit does apologize, actually. She says, I apologize for making that joke. But Sutton, she doesn't take it. She doesn't think it's sincere. And Dorit says, if you would have told me that it was hurtful for you, I would have apologized, absolutely. But Sutton is not taking it well. Then Kyle says, is there anything, what do y'all need from each other to move forward? Dorit says, well, clearly I can't even have a productive conversation with her. And Sutton says, we just need space. So Kyle and Dorit switch seats. They continue to eat, and then Faye kind of gets in there to lower the temperature. Dorit then gets up. Kyle goes after her, and Dorit says, Kyle, if I go as low as she does with me, I'm going to eviscerate her. Dorit says when she balances her meds, she can come see me. Kyle feels a little uncomfortable with that comment because she understands Sutton now in a whole different level because of that trip to Augusta. So yeah. Okay, so then right as the episode is about to end, we see the women all getting notifications from a story that just dropped. Mauricio being caught in some airport kissing a woman. And they were very much kissing. Like, it was giving, we are like dating or something. So Erika calls Kyle and she says, did you know this was coming? And Kyle says, no, I didn't. And Erika says, do you know her? Kyle says, no, I don't. Erika then says, if you're meeting someone at the airport, why would you do that knowing that people could be watching? And Kyle says, you're not saying that he knew this would be posted, are you? And Erika says, I don't know. I just don't think you should be this naive. Sutton then FaceTimes Garcelle, and Sutton thinks that this was absolutely planned by Mauricio to get back at Kyle for the Morgan stuff. And that was the end of the episode. Ooh, very dramatic episode. You guys, let me know your thoughts on this episode. What did you think of Sutton and Dorit? I saw a lot of people on Sutton's side. I can see that, but I'm gonna be honest. And if you guys are regular listeners to the channel, then you already know what I think. I didn't like it at all. I don't see what, we got into a little disagreement has to do with now all of a sudden we're comparing who has more money, as if that makes Sutton better, especially given that like she has a friend that grew up, her so-called best friend, who tells us about how she grew up in poverty. So for her to make that comment, I don't know, I just felt very elitist, very classist, very, I don't know, but some people say this is what the show is, so I don't know. But I for sure did think it was very mean and uncalled for, but it is what it is. Like Dorit says, if she ends up going lower, then I don't want to see Sutton crying because of Dorit. Like, if you're gonna be able to dish it, you need to be able to take it. So yeah, you guys, that was the end. The ending was interesting, and yeah. So let me know what your thoughts were. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch y'all next time. You have a great one.